Hi everyone. So I'm here as promised with the episode on depression, and we're going to talk about what is depression exactly. So before I start, I want to make a disclaimer that whatever I'm going to say today does not apply to anyone. Whatever I'm saying today is totally based on my researches, my life experiences, my readings. It does not apply to anyone particularly, and I don't want to hurt anyone. And Instagram just allows me 10 minutes to speak with you all. So I might, take a lot of time to discuss about this. So this video might be shared in two parts. Okay. And I'm going to take webinar after this video because I got so many questions and queries from many people that they are confused if they are in depression or not. Again, I'm not a doctor. The people who are pathologically ill because of depression, they should visit doctors. I am here to just guide you all and heal you all. All right, so let's start with this important discussion. I will be taking all type of questions in my DM and I will get back to you on my webinar. I'm going to pick five people together, which is minima, because I am not able to cater every one of you. That this is a problem I am having because I'm getting so many requests about this. That's why I picked up this particular topic to talk about. Disclaimer is one more thing again that I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings, and if someone felt hurt, can let me know, and I apologize in advance. So I'm worried about how we confuse depression with other things. More worried about how in our world every solution is a pill. I understand when you get ill or you take antibiotics, but I do not understand for depression you take pill. Depression happens in two places. One, in our brain, and in your gut, meaning the digestive tract. It is nobody faults, trust me. It's all about the thoughts in our mind. So you have to carefully listen to it, and if you have any confusion, you can let me know. The thought process is what we are looking at. Depression is not anyone's fault, it's not my fault, it's not your fault. It's all in our thinking. I'm not here to blame you. I'm not here to, put up my versions or verdicts. But I want to do something about this confusion, and I want to self heal people who are in depression, and I will do something if something can be done. Right? So I'm going to tell you the difference between feelings and depression. So there's number one point. Our brain secretes a lot amount of emotions, hormones, and various chemical reaction happens. A normal person can feel. A normal person has emotions like feelings, thought process, etc. So when we are in pain, you are in mode of hurting yourself. You are able to generate substantial amount of thoughts but in wrong direction. And what a normal person does is, if he feel pain, he heals himself. All right, if we are hurt, we are born, so we put some medicine on it, and if a person a normal person does. But if a person is in depression, it probably won't heal it but keep on pricking it. Understand this point. So therefore, the amount of thoughts are there in a person, but they all goes in wrong direction. And it's human tendency, it's not your fault. A normal person generates certain amount of emotions. Every brain releases emotional hormones, small in quantity and some in large. Depends on person to person, right? Like I am a different person, you are a different person. You probably react to someone else, something, some situation, and it might happen that I don't react to the same situation you reacted upon. So when the line is crossed between emotions and strong emotions, normal to very intense about something, it leads to depression. Depression is nothing but the collage of your feelings, emotions, which you have started feeling intentionally. Earlier, you used to feel it normal and then come back to your normal position. But what happens in depression stage? You feel that emotion very intensely and repeatedly. It keeps on repeating, and it never stops. You produce some kind of emotions which work against you and not for you. And I can give you an example. If you're in, especially depression, I'm getting a lot of questions like about heartbreaks. So I'm going to talk about that. So when your heart is break, a normal person generally um, look for positivity, that probably that person was not meant for me, probably that person had certain faults, and his emotions start working for him. He starts doing like better in life and excels in everything. He started concentrating more. That's what a normal person does. But when emotions start working against you, that means if you're in a heartbreak, you have taken too much into your heart that you feel that no other person going to love you. You will not find anyone else better. So those emotions you feel so intensely. That's where the depression comes in the role. The overfeeling of emotions, the overfeeling of thoughts in wrong direction leads to depression. And there is one form of depression as well, which is genetic. It can be, you can have a family history of depression, then can come to your hormones pathologically, but it can be a rare case. Pushing towards negative thought process combined with the person, situation, and I'll say almost everyone will lose mental balance. Even me, even you. It happens. If certain negative thought process is pushing again and again and again in your mind, and it is related to a person or a situation, and that person you keep on saying every day, the situation you are in, keep facing that every day, or it's obvious that you will lose your mental balance. And then there's a third stage which comes in depression. So, and I will combine everything in a line, in my summary of this video. Okay. And if you do not understand anything, just let me know through my DMs, and I am going to put video, or we will do webinars, and I'll tell you that in the other video. Okay, one more thing. When the feelings, I told you, that you start feeling a lot, all right? When feeling is very simply put, when you feel something a lot, intensely, and for the long time, it is called depression, and you're not able to come back. For instance, you get angry. Anger is within yourself about something, okay? But you start taking out on others. This is where the thin line is between sanity and insanity. We become insane. We are mad about something, but we keep on getting angry on our parents, on our friends, or the situation, and we are always frustrated. At that point of time in depression, we are not mad at someone. We are mad. We are just mad. This is how you can differentiate between if you are normal or you are in depression. When this happens every day, intense anger you are feeling on somebody repeatedly, then it results in anxiety. The term is called anxiety. This is where you get clinically ill, and which is called depression and anxiety. Yes, so continuing about it. Sorry, Instagram only gives me 10 minutes to speak for per video. So please watch it in continuation, okay? I will write part 1 and part 2 in the content of the video. All right. Yes, so we were talking about anxiety. All right. So, a first stage when the depression starts, it's like when your emotions are not normal, uh, they don't behave normally. All right, if you feel very intense about your emotions, a normal person when feels pain cry occasionally, when you're hurt, when you had breakup or you have fight with your friends, you cry occasionally. But in impression, what happens, this action becomes repeatedly, that you're in too much of anger and you're in too much of crying, you feel too much lonely. We all feel lonely every time. There is not loneliness is not related to depression. Loneliness is good, emotions are good, crying is good, okay, but feeling a lot about them intensely, that it is hurting your physical being, your social being, or your kind of mental intellect, then it's a depression. Emotions are normal, but feeling that emotion too intensely and repeatedly results in depression. That's why I'm repeating this again and again. And if I said in my video yesterday, and I got a lot of criticism, that why depression is not self created, and the person who faced them knows. So trust me, I have been in your pajamas. I have been in this stage, so I know how it is self created. Okay, depression is a condition where your brain cannot control the emotions regarding some situations, but you are not willing to. You do not feel like going out. You do not feel like talking to people. You always stay in bed. That's why I use the term self created. Some damage happened to your emotions, okay? You started feeling emotions intensely, you start feeling lonely, but what are you doing about it? So there is some of it our hand in it, okay? We are self creating this depression. So we don't watch our favorite movie anymore. The music we used to like it, we don't like it anymore. But not for one day. When it becomes everyday schedule, then it becomes depression. Then it is called depression. In your schedule, when your schedule includes loneliness every day, you're crying in the bathrooms every day, you're crying in the car every day, you don't feel like talking to your favorite people. And if you want to talk to your favorite people, most of the time you're just angry on them for not being there for you. All right, so there is our nervous system. It is built for us to deal with everyday stress. A human brain has the tendency to deal with the stress, okay? We have हमें इतना power like दिया गया है to our brain कि हम कुछ emotions एक हद तक handle कर सकते हैं, but उसके बाद नहीं handle होता हमसे, and it becomes a pathological reason. So we keep going and bouncing back. Okay, I'll tell you how. We cry. I saw an emotional movie example. Last time I cried in a movie was the Lido Sanj 1984, and I really cried in that movie. And when I was coming out of the theater, we had ice cream and I was fine. Yeah, do you get it? So a normal person tendency is there to feel some emotions, get sad. I cried, I got sad, but then I bounced back. Okay, I didn't cry for the movie like for 10 days. I had that tendency, my brain had that tendency to bounce back. But with the depression, it's something dysfunctional. This person is not able to bounce back. The nervous system shuts down. There are centers in our brain which allows us to feel joy, pleasure, and feelings. In depression, those centers don't get activated. Okay? So, what is depression and the difference between depression and normal feelings? I hope you get to know. I hope you understood about it. I've got a lot of DMs that we say every day. Oh, I'm so depressed because I didn't get incentives this year. Oh, I'm so depressed because my kid could not do well. Oh, I'm so depressed. Depression has, the word has become kind of a fashion statement, which I really, really oppose, because the people who deal with it and who are in it for probably for a long time, and this can be leaded to so pathologically a level that people commit suicides and they have to take pills. So stop saying every time that you are in depression because you're calling for it. Believe in law of attraction every time, every day. If you're frustrated about something, oh, I'm so depressed in my life, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. My dear, you're just feeling some kind of little emotions which you can handle and which will wear it off. All right, this I'm talking about normal people. You are going through a phase, okay? Someone died in your house, you having a breakup. Give it some time. After some time passes, allow yourself, push your thought process in a right way. You will never land up in depression. Brain has given you tendency to bounce back, but it is in our hands to how to deal with it and how to bounce back. Okay, we can control our thought process. So this was the difference between a normal person and the person who is depressed. A person who is in depressed, I'll summarize it again, continue to feel the emotion every day, every second. If I came out of a movie and if I was a depressed person, probably I will keep on crying for another 100 days. I will lose my appetite. I will lose my sense. I will lose my concentration. I will lose focus. And the depressed person is not able to bounce back. Okay? And I'm going to tell you some impact of depression. All right, so that you have a clear picture and you can analyze yourself if you need clinical help, pathological help, or if you're depressed. So it becomes very challenging for the depressed person to put on a mask and to go to work every day or to meet friends or be with the family. जो उसका normal routine था, it suddenly changes. Okay, so now in this situation, what happens after some time? That person start getting angry because he has to pretend every day. Okay, so when we judge a depressed person, um, you have seen probably, if you have experienced have had some experience with a person who is in depression, they get angry a lot easy. You know why? Because they are more stronger than you, and they put up on a normal mask and they go out every day and do their regular routine, but no one is able to understand them that they are not feeling normal, and this results in anger and frustration. But the normal people start judging them. Oh my god, he gets angry every time, and people start distancing from the person. Please don't do that to your family and to your friends. If your friend and or family member is feeling frustrated or irritated every day about something, go and ask them what is going on in their life, because no one wants to get angry and frustrated. Everyone loves their life, everyone wants to be happy. And yeah, so I'm going to continue with this impact of depression and some noticeable sign in my third part, because I think the 10 minutes are going to get over. I can see the clock ticking. Okay, let me continue and see you in the next part. Yep, part 3. So let's continue what we were discussing. Now let's come to that level of depression when you need a psychiatrist help, when you need a pathological or clinical help, and when you're clinical ill. So profoundly pathological, this stage is not easy for the average person who have the disease. I won't say disease, a situation, or to recognize it, because it is not like broken arm, yeah, that he will feel the wound and he can go to the doctor. Your own people can't even see if you're depressed and why are you getting angry, or why you are having anxiety, why are you behaving in a different way. मुझे तो normal comments मिले थे that she has gone mad, and she has gone crazy, and people used to leave me alone because wherever my friends used to go, even my colleagues, I used to create nuisance. And yes, it started happening when I had to go to a pathological lab and go for clinical help. बिकॉज उस टाइम पे आपको खुद को नहीं समझ आता है वाई आर यू बिहेविंग लाइक दैट, यू नो समथिंग इज रॉन्ग विद यू, यू नॉट दैट पर्सन, and still you behave like that. So the people around you are the main factors, and they can actually help you, drowning in this situation. But 90% of the time we are misinterpreted, and I'm talking about the people who have gone through in depression. From my experiences, we are quite misjudged at that point of time in our lives, and at the correct time we don't get help from our family and friends. That's why we go for clinical therapies, and that only happens when you're not able to recognize the question why my emotions are so repetitive in nature. Then comes the biological health. Depression is the cause of loss of appetite. Depression, causes loss of appetite, change in sleeping patterns. You get no sleep, you become insomniac, you get headaches, you get low immune system. It also affects sociological factors, like you don't like talking to your friends anymore, you don't like sitting with your family anymore because you think they don't understand you, you don't know what to talk to them. Sometimes if you can just comfort your loved one with the silence and just be with them, it can help them heal a lot. Well, I will talk about healing in my next episode, but just let's understand what depression actually is. A normal person does not feel, a normal person also feels loneliness, but it depends upon the situation. Loneliness in terms, okay, I'm sitting alone, I'm getting bored. That's called loneliness for the normal person. But the loneliness for the depressed person is a lot different meaning. Loneliness of soul, loneliness of mind peace, loneliness in terms of support, in health. So there is a lot of difference of meaning between a normal person and the person who is depressed. And then there are thoughts of suicide, because when they don't get help and they get helpless, and sometimes the counselors are also not able to help them because they don't know you, they don't know your in and out more than I feel. The person who can heal you most are the ones who know you, and they, because they don't do it for the business or for some purpose, yeah, and they love you unconditionally. So these thoughts of suicide is the last level of depression, where you reach, where you lose all hope of any kind of help from doctors and from your friends and relatives, and your nervous system shuts down completely. And this is where it becomes more of clinical, and then it goes out of the hand of any counselors or any coach or even mental healers. So this is the last stage of depression, where the pills comes in the role. Then lastly, depression also affect the social well-being and the spiritual health. You stop believing in God, you stop believing in the powers that they're gonna work for you, you became a lot more negative, and which keeps you, pulling backwards more and more. A positive person, a normal person, I will say, I won't use positive word here, a normal person probably, if like suppose I failed in one exam in college, I did fail in exams, and I had supplies in my college, so I went to party to regenerate it and get my powers back and feel alive again, feel positive again. That's what normal people do. If a person in depression is already in depression, and you hit them with one more punch of something, bad happened to him or happening to them. Suppose he's already depressed, and you are leaving them lonely, and that this is a punching, he becomes the punching bag. Everything keeps hitting on him, and he is like taking on him. Every punch he takes with so much intensity that he becomes powerless, that he does not have the power to bounce back. He stopped believing that, these slaps gonna stop someday. And yes, then he lose it all. So that's all from my side. And what is depression? Excess of emotions. Normal people feel emotions occasionally. All right. And this is what my interpretation, this is what my readings and my experiences said about depression and anxiety. I hope you were able to get some clue about your emotions, and you can differentiate between if you are just feeling a normal emotional or you're feeling depressed. And please stop using the word that I am depressed, as you don't know how those people who are actually depressed, what they are suffering from. If you will keep on saying I'm depressed every time, you going to attract that depression towards you. You are quite normal. I received 10 messages. I've received a lot of messages. 90% people have texted me like this. Oh, I broke up with my girlfriend, I feel lonely. I broke up with my boyfriend, I feel lonely. The loneliness messages I'm getting a lot. I will do session about that. Loneliness doesn't mean depression. Please try to do self-analyze. Do we do routine checkups, like for the health checkups, right? जब सब ठीक ठाक है हमारा, हम जाते हैं, right? Why don't you do your emotion self checkup? Yeah, what I am feeling a lot these days. Oh, I'm feeling this, like lonely these days. Why? Let's balance it out. So it's not depression. Depression is something else, and I did my best to put my thoughts across you. And I'm going to shoot my next video about the webinars and the discussions about this video, and I will be taking personal discussions on the webinar with the minimum five people. And we can do that if those people don't feel any hassle discussing about this topic, okay? Because it is very difficult for me to attend to single one person, it takes a lot of time. So, but still I am here to help you. I didn't wanted this one-way communication again. That's why I'm going to do this webinar, and I'm going to tell you about the time and date soon. Okay, I hope you had a good knowledge about it now, and I hope you will can assess your emotions and feelings. Stay healthy and stay mentally healthy, please. Okay, see you, bye.